What is up, guys? Matt, the owner of Tales Channel here, bringing you another Classic Mod Mondays. Today, we will be playing Sonic the Hedgehog 2 Pink Edition, featuring Amy Rose and Cream the Rabbit. But before we get started, be sure to leave a like, because it really helps out a ton. So let's go ahead and get started. Have no fear, Amy Rose is here. Yes, she is, and she has her Pico Pico hammer, as always, that gives her special abilities in this game. If you ever played like Sonic Advance 3 or Sonic Adventure, pretty much the same thing. She can use her hammer to, make her jump really high into the air. She can also use it to defeat enemies and use some crazy tricks. It's pretty cool. Like that, right there. You see I'm killing those two choppers, or the fish robots. It's pretty cool. Amy's a really fun character to play as in Sonic 2, which I never thought was possible. Like, Amy in Sonic Adventure, she was pretty slow, but then in Sonic Advance 3 and, games after Sonic Adventure, she's pretty fast. Like, I think she's almost as fast as Sonic. So that is pretty cool that they made Amy a really fun character to play as in Sonic 2. So let's head over here and head into the special stage. And something really cool about the special stage is that there are custom sprites for Amy and Cream. And you don't really see that every day. Usually it's still Sonic and Tails. They don't really change the sprites, they leave them as is. And in this game it's Amy and Cream. And it's pretty cool because, I love to see them in 3D. I mean, I know we've seen them in 3D like Sonic Heroes and stuff, but I mean Genesis-wise. Like, this is a primarily 2D system. Pretty cool that we could see these characters in 3D and they took the time to make custom sprites. And the half-pipe special stage, ooh, okay, this has been used a bunch of times. Like, I think Sonic Rush, Sonic Colors, Sonic 2, Sonic 4 Episode 2, I can't really think of anything else. Oh, Sonic 3D Blast. I mean, this type of stage has been used a lot. I hope that they, think of more unique special stages other than this. And when I'm talking about they, I'm talking about Sega. Because, I don't want to see half pipes again and again and again and again. I don't think anyone does. Even though it's a fun special stage, variety is key. So anyways, I think we're about to get that Chaos Emerald. Let's see. We have 171 rings. We are way passing the goal, and there we go. We got the first Chaos Emerald. And if you collect all 7 of the Chaos Emeralds, you get Super Amy. Yes, she is stronger, faster, and really cool. And you'll get to see her at the end of this video. I'm gonna go through, the final boss of this game with Super Amy. So stay tuned. But anyways, we are back in Emerald Hill Zone, and I believe we are very close to the end of this stage, and yes, we are. There it is. And that's pretty cool. They changed the signpost to Amy instead of Sonic. And I really love the custom stuff. That takes a lot of effort and dedication and work, so I really appreciate that. I love custom stuff. I love it more than like simple palette swaps like, oh hey, I changed the color of Green Hill Zone, this is a hack. Yes, I mean, it's a simple hack, it is, but it's really not a good hack, let's say that. Or like, original the stage, if you know what I'm saying. But, I mean, I've seen great palette swaps, like I know a game called Mighty the Armadillo. Basically, they changed the stage up, they changed the colors of the stage, and added Mighty the Armadillo as a playable character. And I can appreciate that because that takes a lot of work. But just saying, oh, I'm gonna keep the original Green Hill Zone, but just change the colors. I don't like that much. I mean, it's cool that you did that, but not really the best of hacks, you know what I'm saying. But anyways, we are very close to the end of the stage where we will fight Professor... Wow, I was about to say Professor Gerald Robotnik from Sonic Adventure 2. No, we are fighting Dr. Robotnik. Oops. And here he is in his drill mech machine thing. Let's go ahead and hit him a few times. And Amy's hammer is really useful for boss fights. And so is Cream and Cheese. Cheese can, just ram into enemies and cause them damage. So it's really fast. See, we're already done with the boss. Dr. Robotnik, goodbye. But anyways, let's jump on this animal capsule, and there we go. We are done with Act 2 of Emerald Hill Zone. And you know what? When we get into Chemical Plant Zone, I think I'm going to switch and play as Cream the Rabbit. So stay tuned. And here she is, ladies and gentlemen. Cream the Rabbit and Cheese the Chow. And if you put their names together, it's cream cheese. I didn't notice that until just now. How? I have never noticed that. Wow, I'm stupid. But anyways, Cream the Rabbit really uses her ears to run and to fly. She's pretty much like Tails, but instead of using tails, she uses ears, like as you can see here. And then you have Cheese the Chow, which is her faithful Chow companion. And Cheese can, lock onto enemies and destroy them very quickly. And if you're going against a boss, Cheese is really helpful because Cheese can do multiple hits on bosses. That's how people complete like Sonic Advance 2 so fast with Cream and Cheese, because Cheese is such a amazing character to, fight bosses with. And Cheese is pretty good in this game as well. So I think we're almost at the end of the stage already. Chemical Plant Zone Act 1 is not really too long. And there is the goalpost. There it is. But anyways, another custom signpost. That's pretty cool. And we got through Act 1 of Chemical Plant Zone. So let's move on to Act 2, where again, we will fight Dr. Robotnik. So let's go ahead, Act 2 of Chemical Plant Zone, and I always loved, this zone. It was featured in Sonic Generations. I think it was a really good zone to feature, because Chemical Plant Zone, is a very iconic stage. A lot of people love it. A lot of people are scared of the pink water that's in it. They even made a joke in Sonic Generations about that, where Tails said he was scared of the pink water. So that's pretty cool that they added that to Generations, and Chemical Plant is such an iconic stage with fantastic music and, But anyways, let's go ahead, grab these rings and continue on. I really love, these running sections of the stage where you just go straight down and you're running, and that's pretty cool. Really builds up a momentum of speed, which, the Sonic series is really known for. Speed. And that's why I hate Sonic Labyrinth, because there is no speed. Except for the spin dash, but Sonic can't run fast, but whatever. Anyways, let's see what we got over here. We got a ring box, so let's go ahead and hit that ring box. There we go. Another speed section. And I would go in the special stage again, but it would be the same one as last time because I kind of restarted the game so we could play as Cream the Rabbit, so I'm not going to go in the special stage because I know you guys don't want to see the same special stage played twice in this video. And I kind of don't want to go through it again. So, anyways, let's go ahead. This is the dreaded section that everyone hates in this stage. And the thing about Cream is she can't fly in this part. So you really got to maneuver fast so she doesn't, drown in the pink water. And I didn't know what the pink water was. Is the pink water chemicals? Because I know it's called Chemical Plant Zone. But man, that is a lot of chemicals. Wouldn't they be dying if they were in that? I don't know. They would turn into like super mutants like the Hulk or something. I don't know. But anyways, let's continue. We got through that section pretty quickly, thank goodness, because I usually take a while going through that section. So let's go ahead. We gotta speed up. And we're almost at the boss. So let's go ahead, go through this loop-de-loop by spin dashing. And spin dash to win. And we got a life too. That's pretty cool. Anyways, let's get through this section right here, and next section will be Dr. Robotnik. So let's go ahead and use Cheese, and let me show you how broken Cheese is. Like, look at Cheese. Oh my lord, he is like hitting Robotnik. Oh man. Wow, that was pretty quick. That was very quick. Good job, Cheese. Good freaking job. I love you, man. But let's go ahead and hit this animal capsule, and with that, we are finished with Chemical Plant Zone. See, Cream got through Act 2 of Chemical Plant Zone. But anyways, I think I'm going to switch over and show you Super Amy, as I promised. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for Super Amy. I turned on debug mode and I turned on the Super Sonic cheat. So let's go ahead and get started with the Death Egg. Ooh! Alright, so we are here in the Death Egg Zone, or the Death Star, kind of like Star Wars. But anyways, let's go ahead and get a bunch of rings here, because we need 50 rings to transform. There we go, and let's do this. She just glows, but she's still very powerful. It kind of reminds me of like Tails is super form where he glows and, you know, he has flickies around him. Well, it's pretty cool that Amy has a super form. Let's go ahead and destroy Silver Sonic right here, and there we go. Let's get some more rings, because next up is the Death Egg boss, or the Death Egg robot. And how is Robotnik running faster than Super Amy? Super Amy is very fast. How? I don't understand. But anyways, here he is, the Death Egg robot himself. And the Death Egg robot was featured in 3 games, I believe. This game, Sonic 2, Sonic Generations, and Sonic 4 Episode 1. And we're about to beat the crap out of this boss, because Super Amy is very powerful. So let's go ahead, we're already done. So let's run out of here. Oh my lord, I always love this scene, and there we go. Let's check out this ending and see if they change, you know, Tails into Cream. And I love this music. It really gives you that satisfaction, like you did it. And no, they didn't change, you know, Tails into Cream. But let's see, because, you know, they might have not changed the cinematic, but they might have changed the sprites at the end. You know, Cream might be flying the tornado. So let's check this out. Alright, so Tails is going up into the air. We gotta save Amy because she is falling. I thought super characters can fly, but I don't know. There she is. Let's see. And there she is. There's Cream. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this hack. Link is in the description down below. It was really fun to play. Really fun hack. And if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys next time, and have a fantastic rest of your week.